Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerTube, and welcome back to our Little Nightmares character concept series. So in today's video, the character we're looking into is known as the Tunneler. So we'll go into this character's backstory, gameplay mechanics, and all that good stuff as well. But before we do any of that, do be sure to leave a like and subscribe to GamerTube as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. And as always, I just want to state that this character and story is our own creation and isn't linked to the overall universe and lore of Little Nightmares. So be sure to keep that in mind and enjoy the video. But alrighty, with that all out of the way, let's get into the character concept of the Tunneler. So previously in our Little Nightmares character concept series, we've been looking into the necropolis and the twisted characters that call it home. In the last episode, we took a look at the character known as the Mortician. This multi-limbed monster was out to get our main characters, Lo and Alone. She desperately tried to capture them both, but Lo and Alone managed to escape and defeat this wicked character. After destroying her fragile, withered heart, the hands she once controlled turned against her and dragged her under the sandy depths. So now Lo and Alone make their way through the necropolis, but they need to be careful because, unknown to them, something lurks deep down below their feet. Underneath the necropolis lives another strange and twisted character. Speaking of, let's meet them now. So this new character is known as the Tunneler. The Tunneler is quite the strange looking character. He lives entirely underground, making multiple tunnels to travel through the sand. His hollow and empty face is made from solid bone, and his long, disturbing neck is what helps him travel through the sand. All over his neck are multiple disturbing faces that are trapped underneath the skin. Each one looks to be suffering and gasping for air. No one knows exactly what they are. It's not clear if they're all poor souls that he's eaten or if they're a part of his actual body. So, when travelling out in the sandy desert, one would need to be careful and look out for the Tunneler, because he'd be swiftly moving through the sands looking for his next meal. The Tunneler attacks from underneath, kind of like a twisted sandworm. His prey would barely know he was lurking under the sand until he bursts out and devours them. But ever since the monster baby has turned all the dwellers into stone, food has now been in very short supply. It's been quite some time since the Tunneler has had their last meal, but now he can sense the pitter-patter of small feet on the sand once again. Now, he's sure to slither through the sands and hunt this prey, and unluckily for Lo and Alone, they have now become that prey. Speaking of, we now return back to Lo and Alone. They've both found themselves deeper within the necropolis walls. This new area has a lot of exposed sand peeking through the stone floors. They both have no choice but to walk over the sand to get through this area. Suddenly, out of the corner of Lo's vision, he spots something moving through the sand. It's only subtle, but something is definitely slinking through the sand. Lo warns Alone and they both quickly run towards solid ground. The small mound of sand suddenly moves much faster towards our characters. They quickly rush through the sand as the small mound gets closer and closer. Just as they both jump onto solid ground, something bursts out from under the sand, and this mysterious character is revealed to be the Tunneler. He just misses Lo and Alone and stares at them both. This strange snake-like creature now realizes what he is hunting, and these two little strangers would make the perfect meal. He's desperate to devour them both and won't let them escape. The Tunneler slinks back into the sand and waits for the perfect time to strike. Now Lo and Alone are aware of the danger that they're in and they need to be careful of the sand. But the area is filled with bare patches of sand that the Tunneler can attack from. And in order to get past him, they'll both need to make a plan. So as they move forward, the players can use multiple different items to get over the sand. They'd be able to push crates, planks of wood, and many other items. They'll have to work together if they want to get out of here alive. The players can also trick the Tunneler into moving further away from them. They can throw items and use the beetle enemies to their advantage. When the Tunneler emerges, this will give them both some time to sneak past safely. There would also be a gameplay segment where Lo and Alone would need to travel via tightrope to safely walk over the sand. But if they fall at any time, then the Tunneler will surely eat them whole. So after carefully navigating through the sands, they arrive at the final sandpit area. If they can get past this sandy area, then they can climb up a ladder and onto the solid stone platform above. Then they will no longer have to worry about the tunneler moving through the sands. But he already knows exactly what their plan is, and he's made sure to block the only escape to higher ground. So in this boss battle segment, the player will need to outsmart the tunneler, and it just so happens that Alone has a plan of her own. With her wrench, she can activate a wooden drawbridge to cover all the exposed sand. While she does this, Lo can use his bow to keep the tunneler at bay. The constant attacks from all the arrows will keep him busy while Alone activates the bridge. Lo needs to aim for the tunneler's eyes if he wants to do any damage to this creature. Eventually, the tunneler is forced back underground as the wooden bridge covers the exposed sand. With the wood in the way, he can't attack Lo and Alone. Now they're free to travel to the upper layers of the necropolis and get away safely. But our two main characters are far from being safe. They'll still need to be careful if they want to escape this nightmare alive. And as to what character is waiting for them next is unknown. But as always, we'll know the answer to this question in the next episode. So I think that the tunneler would be a great character to see in the world of Little Nightmares. I think that his design is quite creepy looking, and also his gameplay mechanic would keep the players on their toes. They would need to be careful when walking on the sand and always be wary of what lies beneath them. The tunneler could attack at any moment, and Lo and Alone would need to look out for him. Even the most subtle movements in the sand would be enough to alert this creepy twisted character. And if they aren't careful, then they'll both become his next meal. Alrighty everyone, well that's all we have for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing, as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. As always, do be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of today's character, the tunneler, and what you'd like to also see going forward. Also, it's not far now until we finally get to play Little Nightmares 3, and I can't wait to see what the game has in store for us. So be sure to tell us down below if you're going to be playing the game, what you think's going to happen in the story, and if you're excited as well. And lastly, I just want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to today's video. All the likes, comments, and subscribing means the world to us, and we can't wait to show you what's next in our story going forward. But alrighty, into our next Little Nightmares character concept video, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.